Hello ladies, and we're back for card number 3. Here is the card that we're going to be assembling. A majority of these products come from the holiday catalog with the exception of this background paper, which comes from the main catalog and is called In Good Taste, and it's a series of the 12 by 12 papers that have all kinds of different natural products, like a brick type background or a wood type background. So it's a great set to have for doing all kinds of natural looking cards. So here's the card, very pretty. And let me flip to the inside, little dove in there. And here are the products that we're going to be using. You start off with your Night of Navy cardstock. You use that first panel, which is part of that background that I was telling you about with all kinds of different natural products. The next piece you use is another piece of Night of Navy. And on this one, I took and embossed it with silver embossing powder. And I did not use the stamp that came with the stamp set, which is a Dove of Hope. I was going to use this little snowflake, but it was just way too big for the look I was going for. And this set has the 2 doves you can stamp, but it also comes with the die set that contains the birds with, a layered feathers and your little bit of vine and everything. So it's a really pretty set. So let me get this out of the way. To achieve the look of the stars, because I didn't want anything to overwhelm the bird, I went back to a tried and true set that we used on a Christmas workshop, I believe. And I used these little stars right here because they were just perfect, just enough. So I used this Night of Bethlehem for the stars. That's using your old sets. I like to do that. So that gets you that layer. And of course, I stamped the dove for your inside of your card. Then, and let me just show you, here's a better strip of that 12 by 12 designer series paper. Looks like somebody took a spatula and moved paste around. It's kind of pretty, but it contained this blue here that I really liked. So, of course, when I emboss, I used the Versamark, and then I just used one of the silver embossing powders that come with, out of the SU catalog, Stamping Up catalog. But you can get any over-the-counter silver embossing powder. For the stamping, for the inside, I used this smoky slate, very soft. It was all about softness. And then to kind of touch up anything, I used Night of Navy. Now for the bird, you can see it's kind of layered. So I used die cut 2 sets of wings because you've got one facing one way and one facing the other. So for the wings, it's going to look like this. You glue this over this to get one direction. Then you flip it this way and kind of glue it this to this. So you end up with, could even be angel wings. So that's how you assemble the wings. For the bird, you've got this little filigree type tail, and this piece right here goes behind it. Now I took a hole punch that I had and I punched a little black dot and kind of positioned it right behind the eye so that it fills in the eye. You can take just a regular hole punch and get the same look, but it definitely needs a little something. Okay, and then I took my little green, what do you call that, vine, or I'm sure you ladies would know, for its mouth. And I took this pool party cardstock, And I used the Versamark again, and I used white embossing powder for this. So that kind of, again, it threw one little color in there, but not enough to distract. And then I used the stitched, let me get that out here because I keep them all in the same place. I used this little stitched rectangular die to punch it out, just to kind of give, let me show that, don't want to go too fast. Kind of, you could see it's got that little edge that, looks like you're sewing. So, that's very, very simple. I would just be careful when you're gluing. If you've got a fine tip glue, use that. If you don't, maybe put a little bit of glue on your side paper, and take a toothpick and just, be real delicate when you're going around so that you glue it together. And if you can see, I've liberally pop dotted certain areas. You kind of get the feel for what you want popped up and what you don't. It's always hard to see when you can't show in person. But there's one there, there's one behind that wing, and one there, and one there. So that's our dove card for Christmas. All right, one more to go, ladies.